Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Raceface TV. We got a special program for you tonight. My name is Rod Wortham. I'm going to be your host. We got two very, very special guests. First of all, from Charlotte, North Carolina, we got my good friend Tom Baker, and he has Xfinity driver Cole Custer with him tonight. And then out from California, we got the 12-year-old sensation that everyone around the country is talking about, and that's Jesse Love. So we're going to go, right now, we're going to go live to both of them. Hey guys, how are y'all doing tonight?
Doing great.
Fantastic. How you doing down in Florida, Rod?
We're good, man. The sun's shining and it's just it's a good place to be. So Tom, we're going to kind of start with you tonight. Do we have any major updates that's going on as for our little Race Chaser Online update? Anything happening out there that we need to share with everyone?
Well, I don't know that we've had any real breaking news today, but it was kind of interesting to read that apparently Great Clips has decided to depart Hendrick Motorsports and Casey Kane after this season. So that was kind of a bit of a surprise. That means that right now the 5 car has no sponsors for next year in terms of primaries because Farmers Insurance has already said they're not returning, so going to be an interesting situation over there for Rick Hendrick and his staff to see what they decide to do with the 5 car and how that shapes up for 2018.
Well, I went to Great Clips once. You see how I come back, so.
Well, I make it easy. I got 5 hairs for him to cut, so.
There you go, there you go. So who's your guest sitting there beside you, as if everybody doesn't know who that is?
Well, we've got Cole Custer in the Race Chaser Performance Motorsports Network studio with us up here in Mooresville, North Carolina. And Cole, of course, driving in the Xfinity Series for Stewart Haas Racing. And Cole, why don't you just take a minute and talk a little bit about your season so far and how it's going for you in your rookie year in the series.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on, and it's always fun to talk some racing. And I think we've had pretty fast Haas Automation Mustangs this whole year. We just haven't gotten many of the finishes that we want. So we showed last week that we have a lot of speed and we can get the finishes. We just need to hopefully keep doing that consistently, and that's what we need to do.
Okay, well that's awful cool. Now, below you guys on the screen from out in California is young Jesse Love. Jesse, how are you doing this evening?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Well, you're more than welcome, man. We're really glad to have you here. So I understand now that the two of you, Cole, you and Jesse, both kind of come from the same area. Is that correct?
Yep.
I'm not positive. I think we're both in the California region. I'm not exactly sure the exact areas though.
Yeah, Jesse said he's done his homework on you. You guys are like from the same area, so that's kind of cool. And so Jesse, share with us a little bit about your racing career. And then really what I'd like to do tonight is kind of a little different than some of the other things we've done, is we've got somebody that's definitely getting ready to take the next step to becoming a household name, if he's not already a household name, in Cole Custer, and making it all the way to the top in the NASCAR series. And then we have somebody that's down here that's just coming out of the midgets and is doing some late model racing, and I will say he's winning. I think you got 3 wins in a row, don't you, Jesse?
Yep.
So I just like to see the difference between, Cole, I know you've been where he's at and he's wanting to get where you're at, so it's a good combination tonight. And so Jesse, share a little bit about, when did you get started racing? How old were you?
I was about 4 years old out of about 4 midgets and out of Baylands at the local track, and then we hopped into a full-size midget.
A full-size midget. So, and now you're racing in late models, is that correct?
Yeah, we are having a phenomenal season, going 3 for 3. My Nate Clower toy racing team, having a blast, and we're learning a lot, and big thanks to everybody who came out.
Well, that's pretty cool. So let me ask you something, Jesse. What kind of question would you like to ask Cole as far as him being able to give you some guidance to maybe one day be setting in the position that he's setting at? I mean, he's at Stewart Haas Racing, and that's pretty cool, man. It doesn't get much bigger than that.
Yeah, well, one question I always had for him was, like, is it really tough from like leaving dirt and going to like a full season of asphalt racing?
Yeah, I mean I was kind of different. Not that different. A lot of guys do it, but I ran dirt and pavement a lot of the time, even in the focus midget stuff and everything. So I wasn't. It wasn't too big of a shock to me to get onto the pavement, but it was definitely weird getting in a stock car because they handled so much different. They were kind of a lot number than midget. So honestly, you eventually get used to it, and just that's when you start getting really making gains.
Cool.
All right, so both of you though started in quarter midgets. Would that be a safe assumption, or you both at least ran quarter midgets?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so Jesse, let me ask you a question. If you could look in your crystal ball, where do you see yourself in the next 6 years?
Well, I want to be by that time either being like a nationwide or a cup ride by then. We're on the right path. We have a lot of really good people help me up, and we're just learning a lot, and hopefully be there in cup.
All right, well, that's cool. So Cole, what's going on with you? I know that you're, running Xfinity. When's your next race?
We run Dover this weekend, so we're looking forward to that. I think Dover's always a place I think every driver looks forward to. So looking, just ready to get going.
So Tom, you're just kind of sitting there tonight. I know Tom's like the professor. He just kind of sits around and he analyzes everything, and then now it's his opportunity to step in and really kind of educate us and maybe draw the two of these careers together and see if there's any similarities on where they started. And I know where they want to end up at is both in the same platform. So.
Well, I think obviously Jesse is really, for his age, to have already had experience in the midget and also in the late model. I mean, I think that junior class that he runs in Madeira is just spectacular. I love the concept of it, and they put on great shows. I've watched some of them on Mav TV, and they really put on good shows. And actually, we've started with the Southeast Limited Late Model Series over here on the East Coast, in the Southeast region here. We've started a similar junior class, and so we're hoping by next year to have a decent field of cars with the juniors. And I think it's a great idea, and I think it's neat to see that Jesse's doing so well. It shows some versatility to be able to get out of the midget car and then go into a late model like that and start winning.
So Jesse, was it a big change for you? Now you're still running the midget car too, is that correct?
Yep.
So going week to week, maybe a midget car one night and then going into an asphalt car the other night, do you find that as something that's easy for you to do, or is it a little bit of a struggle?
Well, it's kind of a struggle. Not really though. I mean, we have a lot of driving coaches, but it's a really big difference from the midget straight into the late model, because the midget's like a little Prius, and then you got the Boeing 747 jet. So it's a lot bigger. I mean, even under a caution, you feel like all the weight transferring. In the midget, you have a lot more tire, and the late model is also grooved, and it's not like that in the midget. It's just great. We're having a lot of fun, and yeah.
Well, there's got to be a lot of our viewers out there that are looking at you, Jesse, and thinking, oh my gosh, I would love to be there. I mean, you're having a phenomenal year, and it's only going to get better. We're pretty excited that you might be becoming a Raceface brand development driver. We're kind of excited about that. So we might be making, hopefully, that's kind of like putting the pressure on your mom and dad. So maybe we'll be making that announcement next week. But I want to go back to Cole a little bit. And Cole, would you mind sharing, what is it like racing for Tony Stewart? That's got to be an adventure.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he's definitely one of the coolest guys out there. He's really into his dirt racing, really laid back person, really just an awesome guy to be around. So he's been awesome. He's been on the pit box helping me, trying to really help me with my just communication with the crew chiefs and engineers and everything. So he's been a huge help this year, and I really can't thank him enough. He's really been a huge asset for us, and it's been great so far.
Now, Cole, do you know Lauren Rainier?
I know him a little bit.
Well, you might want to corner him sometime when you get him, since he spent a lot of time out on the road with Tony, in his earlier days. Might be some ammunition that you could get that you could use for for future tough spots if you got into any.
Never hurts to have a card up your sleeve or two, does it, Ron?
Absolutely not, man. It's always good to have something, but I guess some of the things that I know that the viewers would like to know about both of you is to get to know you a little bit more personally. So we're going to do a little thing right now. We're going to just ask some quick questions real fast to kind of get a little bit into your personal life, and we'll just kind of switch back and forth. So Jesse, we're going to start with you. What is your favorite food?
Anything my mom makes.
Oh, safe answer there, boy. All right, Cole, how about...
He's already learned to be PC at 12. That's
Absolutely.
pretty good, right?
All right, Cole, so what's your favorite food?
I think you gotta go with In-N-Out. Just in general, I think you can't beat In-N-Out.
What is it with race car drivers and In-N-Out Burger? I mean, it's kind of like, I can remember the first time that I was out in LA, and it was like, when it come time for everybody to leave the pit area that night, everybody was heading that way. It was like it'd have been easier just to pull up a Greyhound bus and go, okay, everybody come on, we're going to In-N-Out Burger, and 90% of all the people in the pit area would have been on that bus. So what is it with that? I mean, is that like
I don't know. I mean, you just, I go there right after a race, like you were saying, 3 o'clock in the morning, you go straight to In-N-Out. So it's just one of those places that's awesome to, it's just an awesome place, and they have some great food.
Now, they'd only got those in California, right?
But it's definitely West Coast, California, but it's definitely West Coast. I know that, and it's big out there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they've worked their way to Texas now. Is the furthest.
Okay, another quick question, Jesse. What's your favorite type of music?
I kind of like pop and stuff like that. I'm starting to get a little bit more into rock because the war is on the road, and that's all my guys listen to. But
all right,
really
Cole. On to you. What's your favorite type of music?
I usually like alternative music a good amount. Just the 90s or the new stuff that's coming out now, like 21 Pilots and stuff like that. But mostly alternative music, I would say.
That's pretty cool. Tom, I could remember once where they actually was doing a national interview with Mark Martin, and they asked Mark Martin, what's your favorite type of music? And Mark Martin goes, rap, and I think the whole viewing audience collapsed.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised. It was even funnier when he started naming off the rappers that he liked to listen to. It was like, okay, this is different.
Yeah, it is. Well, I'll tell you what, we're getting close to our first break, so guys, we're going to be right back with you. So everybody stay tuned in. We're going to be coming back. We got Cole Custer, we got Jesse Love, and we got Tom Baker. We'll be right in just a couple of minutes.
Ever need a doctor after hours? Well, searching won't help. But what do? You could go to the urgent care or ER, but if only there was a better way. Introducing the MNO Plus card. No waiting rooms, no copay, no consultation fee, giving you 24/7 access to a doctor by phone or online. It's easy to get started with affordable plans starting at $15 a month for a family of 5. For more information, visit mnoplus.com today.
81% of consumers search online before even setting foot in a store. We help you create a strong foundation for your digital reputation. We help build your online presence to improve search engine rank and make sure your business information is correct across the web. You could do all of this on your own, but why would you spend more than 300 hours a year working on this? You have a business to run. save time, and put our software to work for you.
The Edge, Fridays at noon. If you're an entrepreneur looking for cutting-edge information, tips, tricks, secrets, expert interviews, it's all here at The Edge. Anything you need to build your business, this is the show to listen to. It's The Edge. Check us out Fridays at noon.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Again, if you missed the first part of it, we got two special guests. We got NASCAR Xfinity driver Cole Custer, and we've got young 12-year-old Jesse Love. I imagine, Jesse, you probably get tired of people classifying you at 12 years old. I mean, you're actually doing things that I know a whole lot of adults that are racing are not doing what you're doing. So, but anyway, Tom, man, you're sitting beside, in one of my opinions, is one of the up and coming, I shouldn't even say up and coming, he's already arrived, but I think one of the best young drivers out there in that top Xfinity level. And, you know, Cole, I'm a big fan, just so you know, not because I'm a Stuart Haas fan. I will say that publicly, I am. Just because I've been around Tony a little bit through Lauren, but man, it's got to just be an awesome deal to be racing for that type of organization out there. What do you think? You think there's a Formula F1 race in your future?
I don't know about that. That's a little bit out there. I'm just trying to focus on the NASCAR stuff right now. I mean, those guys, it's really awesome what they do, but I feel like that's a whole nother world out there.
What's it like running in the Xfinity Series, especially as a teammate to Kevin Harvick, and what types of things have Kevin and Tony and the rest of the team around you helped you with that have propelled you toward the front this year and helped you get off to a good start?
I think starting with Tony, a lot he's helping with is just trying to communicate, with my team and everything, trying to diagnose the car a little bit better and stuff like that. And pretty much every week trying to lead up to the race and just trying to get an idea of, where your lift points and how much brake you're going to use. And he does a lot of quirky stuff and like that's really, really smart, like that you wouldn't think about. So he's a really good one to talk to, and he's definitely one of the best out there. He's helped me a lot driving wise for sure.
It seems like you made a fairly smooth transition from the trucks to the Xfinity cars. What's it like to make that leap?
Yeah, it's different. It's the competition, I'd say, is a little bit better because a little bit more competitive just because you have the Cup guys in the race also. So it makes it a little bit difficult there, but you get to learn a lot from those guys. And it's been tough, but it's nothing that you just got to focus and try and do your job and study as much as you can, and it all works out.
What was your background? I mean, you started in quarter midgets, and then talk a little bit about how you got from quarter midget to NASCAR National Series.
Yeah, I started out in quarter midgets when I was 4 or 5 years old, and started in Southern California. Then I was able to move up into focus midgets when I was, I think, about 12, and then racing dirt tracks and pavement tracks all over the country. And then I was able to move into late models and race at Irwindale and the Bull Ring and different tracks in the West Coast. And from there, I went to K&N and ran a year there, and then started running some truck races, and now Xfinity.
You ran for Junior Motorsports and the truck series. So you run for Dale Jr. and Tony Stewart. Which one's goofier to be around?
That's a hard one. I mean,
Junior's definitely better at Twitter.
Junior's
a Twitter master.
He's mastered Twitter. It's unbelievable. Tony's been really fun though. He's definitely one of those guys that's just walking around. You always get a smile when you see him around.
Okay, Jesse, let's talk with you a little bit about your background. You got started in quarter midgets too, right? Talk about what you've done in your career so far.
Yeah, well, when I was about 4 years old, we went out to Baitlands, my local track, and we just a little practice session. And they started with pushing around the track, and I was like, I don't actually want to go, and I flipped the switch and went. He flew off the track, but it was fun. And then after that, we hopped in at around 9 years old, started practicing focus midgets. then after focus, we hopped into a late model, which is what I'm running now, and we're having a great time, having a blast. We ran a lot of different, micros and outlaw carts, stuff like that. But really, we're just having a blast from the late models and the midgets.
How old were you when you started racing late models, Cole?
I was 14. I think the youngest you can get in a late model was 14 when I started.
Jesse, you're 12, so you got Cole beat by 2 years in the late models.
Yeah.
I don't know, Rod. I think Jesse's got quite a future. He's already winning in late models at 12 years old and running well in the midgets also.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So, Cole, I got something. I got a little ammunition for you. Did you know? Did you know that Kevin Harvick was recruited to be an Arena Football League owner?
Really?
You have to ask him about that when you see him next. So, man, I got some inside scoop on you. I understand that a few years back that you talked to Rod about becoming an arena football owner. They were actually going to put an arena football team in Charlotte, North Carolina, and they actually wanted Kevin Harvick to be the owner. And so
I've never heard that one before. That's
that
pretty
was,
awesome.
yeah, there's not a whole lot of, matter of fact, I probably just let the cat out of the bag. I doubt if there's very few people out there that knew that. But I was kind of helping kind of put that deal together. And I think one of the only reasons it didn't happen was because that they couldn't get a lease on the stadium or anything. But I thought it was interesting. I didn't know that Kevin was a big arena football fan, and they were definitely looking for a celebrity. And man, he fit right in at that point in time. So it was kind of a little bit of tidbit information for you to kind of throw at him, because he's going to look at you and go, how the heck did you know that?
Could have been the Charlotte Happy Harvicks.
That's pretty good, Tom. All right, Jesse. So what's up next for you? What do you got going over the next couple of weekends that's going to keep you busy and keep you up on that winter stand?
All right, so this is what we're doing the next couple of weekends. This weekend, I'm running Bandos in the Legend car at the Bull Ring in Las Vegas, and then the weekend after that, I'm running the I'm running the USAC midget at Madera Speedway, and then I'm running. I think I might practice a full midget at Madera. After that, I'm going to run the USAC dirt midget at Kern County Raceway, and then after that, we're back in the late model.
Wow, that's quite a schedule. Man, 12 years old doing that, that's amazing. Well, Jesse, I really want to thank you for being on the, go ahead, Tom.
I'm sorry, I said that's like 5 different kinds of cars. That's pretty impressive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Jesse, tell us real quick, we just got a few minutes left, and then we're going to go end up with Cole, but tell us about your sponsors. You want to give your sponsors a shout out?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be here today talking on the show without Home Smiles, Gunderson Direct, Fleece Insurance, Toyota, Nate Clower Racing, my whole family, my mom, my dad, my sister, even my dog, man, everybody who puts in their effort and their hard hours, all the guys at the shop, thank you to Gary, John, Ron, Mike, Andy, everybody who comes out, Rob, and all the fans. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here, and thank you for all the military and their service, and we're just blessed to be out here.
Awfully cool. So we got a little picture that we're going to show sometime during the show here. We'll get that up, but it's actually you setting in your late model last week with the American flag, I guess, on that Memorial Day thing. That was pretty cool. So, we really appreciate you being on the show tonight, Jesse. We look forward to having you back again towards the end of the season, so we can get an update on what's going on. But Tom, we got a few minutes, so let's kind of get Cole's thoughts on what the rest of the year is going to look like for him and what his goals are, and maybe what's in line for him maybe next year.
Coming up here in the Xfinity Series, we got about 20 weeks straight of racing, so it's going to be fun. It's going to be a long, hot summer, so we're looking forward to that. I think we brought some momentum going into it with the last race that we just had, so we're looking forward to that. I think we have some good tracks that are coming up, so I'm really looking forward to the summer. Hopefully, we can gain some points on some guys, and really the goal, I think, by the end of the year is definitely to make make the playoffs. I think we definitely have fast enough cars to do that. And then from there, I mean, you just got to focus on what you're doing at the moment. But hopefully we can compete for a championship. And then it's you know, in this sport, it's really hard to say what's going to happen the next year. But you just got to focus on what you're doing right now.
Well, Cole, I do have a question for you. What do you think about the stage racing? Is it something that you like or you don't like?
I think it's good. I think what they've done with it is really smart, and you know, they've made us race pretty hard and really put some incentive for the drivers, you know, with the points and everything. And I think it's really made some more aggressive racing, and you still get to see your fuel mileage come into factor on the last stage sometimes. So it's I think it's really been a good thing for the sport.
So you're racing for the win. All right, you're out front. There's 2 or 3 laps to go, and you look up in your rearview mirror. Who do you not want to see behind you?
That's a great question.
Yeah, I don't want.
It's also a loaded one.
I don't want to make anybody mad, you know.
Well, I think I think whoever that person is means that you're thinking, man, they're really, really good, and I wish anybody was behind me for these last 3 laps except for this guy.
Yeah, I'd say about any Cup driver.
That was like a pretty.
Because of experience, right? I mean, they know things that you guys haven't learned yet.
Yeah, I mean, you see Kyle Busch in your rearview mirror, and you might get a little bit nervous, but I mean, he's you know, those guys, they have a lot of experience. They know a lot what they're doing. So it's just you know, you got to compete with them, and you got to learn from them. So that's the goal pretty much every single race.
Yeah, and I know that there was that talk all along about, you know, Cup drivers shouldn't be able to drive in the Xfinity Series at all, but I got to think that that's just a pretty cool deal when you're able to get out on a track and compete against some of the best drivers in the world, and especially when you beat them. You know, that would be a super highlight for me. Of course, you know, I've never been in a race car before because they don't make race cars big enough for 6'4", 270-pound boys like me.
I don't know. Michael Waltrip got in one. He's 6'7".
Well, I kind of rest my case. No, I'm just teasing. Well, look, guys, we're just about done. You know, I want to wish both of you great success for the rest of the season. Jesse, I want to thank you for being with us. Keep doing what you're doing. You're very, very impressive. You're very good on camera. I think you're going to make a great race car driver. And Cole, I really want to thank you for being on the show. I know you've got a busy, busy schedule. It means a lot to a lot of our younger viewers because that's what Raceface TV is all about. It is the opportunity for young drivers to be able to come on here and get some exposure, but to be able to come on here and have a driver like Cole Custer on is a major kudos for Raceface, and we're proud to have you on here, so I really appreciate you taking the time to being with us this evening.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on.
All right, well, Tom, I think that's about another wrap. So here's the one thing that I want you guys to do real quick. If you got a Facebook page and you want people to go to your page and like it, shout out your Facebook link right now so our viewers will know where to go. Jesse, you first.
All right. So my team page is Jesse Love Racing, and then my personal page is just Jesse Love.
All right, Cole?
My Facebook page is Cole Custer Racing, so try and check that out.
All right, everybody go like those pages, and don't forget to go to Raceface TV and like our page on Facebook. Share it with your friends. We've got a big push going on over the next few days to see how many likes we can get. So we're calling out to all of you race fans to come and help us get our goal. So again, I want to thank my good friend Tom Baker, Cole Custer, Jesse Love. What a great show. Make sure to be with us next Wednesday night, 8 o'clock, right here, Raceface TV on MNOTV.com. Everybody have a great week, and we'll see you next week.